Caitlin Clark does return to the floor. How is she going to help elevate this team even more down the stretch of the season?
Well, she demands so much gravity on the defensive end of the floor. She's constantly seeing multiple players, and she makes the right reads and makes the right plays for our group. So she's going to continue to allow us to stretch the floor. We're going to be able to, I think everybody else will be able to get more higher percentage looks because of what she demands on the defensive end of the floor. And she brings our own defensive versatility because of her length, because of her size. So we'll certainly look different. I think we'll be that much more dangerous on offense.
Stephanie White's latest interview with ESPN has sent shockwaves through the basketball world, and her tone of uncertainty about Caitlin Clark's role suggests the situation is more serious than anyone wants to admit. From the jump, you can tell this isn't just a minor team tweak. Fans are on edge because Clark is the heart of the Fever, and any sign of mismanagement immediately sends the internet into meltdown mode. This isn't about speculation anymore. It's about a superstar being handled in a way that has everyone talking.
Right. Stephanie White, do not put Ari and Kelsey and Caitlin on the floor at the same time. Please don't do it. Please don't do it, man. Please. All right. That lineup made no sense at all. All right. Why would you do that? Why would you do that, Stephanie White? All right. Now,
in a Monday appearance on ESPN's NBA Today, Stephanie White provided another update that left fans more frustrated than informed. Fever Nation was starving for clarity on Clark's return, but instead, White hit them with a bombshell. She didn't just skip specifics on the timeline. She completely reshaped the narrative of how Clark would be used once back on the court. The reaction? Fans were furious, confused, and more than a little scared for what this meant for the team's future.
And we've got Stephanie White praising Caitlin Clark. Did hell freeze over somewhere I don't know about? I don't know. We'll see. But she actually made some very nice comments, I guess, about Caitlin Clark today. She was on with ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, it's day-to-day right now. We're really just putting no timetable on it, going through the rehab process, and then we want to reintegrate her from a strength and conditioning standpoint, and then get her back to basketball activities, White said. But what came next? That's the part that set off alarm bells. Fever fans, who have been watching their franchise player get mismanaged all season, immediately felt a wave of dread. This wasn't reassurance, it was a warning.
She went on ESPN and didn't use the phrase blessing in disguise. I mean this when I say this. I've said this about Stephanie White plenty of times. I actually think Stephanie White's a hell of a coach. So many people are like, oh, you've done nothing but criticize Stephanie White. I think she's got flaws. I think her rotations are iffy. I think her game plans are good. I think her defense is good. And I think her ability to get a team together is pretty good. I think she likes to play a bit slow, but she is very good. What Stephanie White is really good at is making players and teams play better than them.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. White revealed that Clark's return won't look like anything fans are used to. Instead of being the dominant force she's been for years, she'll reportedly be playing a different role, one that pulls her away from what made her historically unstoppable. I think it could be really good for us to get Clark off the ball a little bit more in certain situations, White explained. Playing on the wing is supposed to give her a breather and give the team more options, but for fans watching a generational talent being dialed down, it's hard to see it as a win.
In everything that we do, for us, moving her off the ball a little bit more so she's not getting worn out in game, just handling the ball 94 feet. And then we're challenging her on the defensive end of the floor as well, being a better defender. The best for us as an opponent, you want to attack a good offensive player by making him play on the defensive end, putting him through the ringer. So being a better defender.
This is Stephanie White at it again, trying to turn the generational talent that is Caitlin Clark into just another cog in her precious system. Here's the hard truth. Clark isn't meant to fit in a system. She is the system. And yet, all season long, it feels like White has been trying to dilute that magic, slowly erasing the very thing that made Fever Nation fall in love with her.
With Caitlin, at the end of the day, no matter how many games they win, they lost more games without Caitlin Clark playing. So everybody argument that Caitlin Clark is the Achilles heel, Caitlin Clark is this and that. your argument is obsolete, bro. They will forever have that notion on there, that blemish on there. Now, if they would have won more games, lost less, then you might have had something. But by them losing 7 damn games without Caitlin Clark playing lets us know that, yeah, they need Caitlin.
When you have the NCAA Division I all-time leading scorer, a player who single-handedly revolutionized women's basketball and brought unprecedented attention to the sport, you don't take that kind of talent and squeeze her into a Connecticut Sun-style slow offense. You build the team around her unique skills. But White, she's stubbornly sticking to the philosophy that turned the Sun into one of the lowest-scoring teams in the WNBA last season. The result? Clark has played only 13 games due to soft tissue injuries, and when she is on the court, she's not the same unstoppable force from college. Field goals are down to 36.7%. Three-point shots have plummeted to 27.9%. And on the road, where it matters most, she's barely hitting anything, 2 of 35 from deep.
On the entire league. Remember, she literally added like nearly 3 points a game to her average. She was setting records for assists. Now, that's with Christy Sides having understood the job and just letting Caitlin Clark go wild. That's why I won't buy into the Fever. She's got to greatly alter her game for the Fever to get much better. No, she came back last year. She went scorched earth, and they were beating nearly everybody.
White's obsession with managing Clark's minutes and role has been nothing short of catastrophic. Other coaches let generational talent play freely, but White keeps putting training wheels on a Ferrari. Clark herself made it clear she doesn't want arbitrary minute limits. Yet here we are. She's missing more games from injury in her second season than she ever did in college, and the soft tissue issues keep piling up. The body isn't the problem. The restrictions and altered rhythm are. Fans can see it, numbers prove it, and the player herself has voiced frustration.
She wants to be out here on the floor, and we want her out here on the floor, but making sure that she's ready is the most important thing. I still don't know how far we are. We're going to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and go from.
Perhaps the most frustrating aspect of White's approach is her insistence on playing Clark off the ball. This isn't a minor tweak. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of her game. When Clark controls the offense, the ball moves, teammates get open looks, and the team runs smoothly. Take her off ball, and everything falters. That's what I'm best at, Clark admitted, visibly frustrated in press conferences. The numbers back it up. When relegated to off-ball duties, the Fever look lost. Against the Golden State Valkyries, Clark scored just 10 points on 4 of 12 shooting. That's not talent. That's a mismanaged system.
Ari McDonald, all she care about is putting the ball in the hoop. Everybody want to score. That's it. Y'all can barely look. Y'all had 17 assists against the Aces the other night. Y'all can't even put up 20 assists a game. That's sad. That's pathetic. Y'all don't be getting Sophie the ball when she open. You know what I'm saying? She be playing defense and everything, and Lexi Hull. Y'all need to reward those girls. They working hard, bro. Those are some hard-working women at the end of the day. You hear me?
What makes the situation even more infuriating is the physical punishment Clark has endured while White's system has failed to protect her. Statistically, 17% of all WNBA flagrant fouls have been against her this season, 80% of them from the Chicago Sky. That's not luck. That's systematic targeting. She's been hit hard, repeatedly, while the league's enforcement barely reacts. Marina Maria's brutal late-game body check? Just a fine. No suspension. Meanwhile, Clark's minutes are restricted, supposedly to protect her. The disconnect is maddening.
All of y'all who said we were exaggerating, Caitlin Clark's not getting fouled, bruh, it's to the point where we have this going on.
The most damaging aspect of White's coaching philosophy isn't just the tactical mistakes. It's the way it crushes Clark's confidence and natural flow. This is a player who thrived under pressure in college, elevated her teammates, and dominated when it mattered most. Yet now, White wants her slotted into a system that stifles her talents. Treating the face of the franchise like a role player returning from injury is absurd. Imagine telling Magic Johnson to sit in the corner. Unthinkable. But that's exactly what White is proposing for the WNBA's brightest star.
Listen to this.
Yeah, I mean, we have updates, and our recovery's going well. It's just, I think, for us staying the course and making sure that we're really diligent about each step that we take, and that we don't have setbacks, and that we're patient with it. I know she wants to be out here on the floor, and we want her out here on the floor, but making sure that she's ready is the most important thing. I still don't know how far we are. We're going to take it one step at a time, one day at a time.
Beaver fans have had enough. Social media has erupted over White's handling of Clark, with calls for a coaching change pouring in. Fans are frustrated because they don't tune in to watch slow, constrained basketball. They want Clark's magic, creativity, and leadership on full display. One fan perfectly summarized, "If they lose, they lose." But don't make her stand in the corner while the system tries to survive on structure alone. This isn't basketball, it's a watered-down version of what could be a historic season.
I think the obvious issue is Stephanie White is so stubborn to fit a circle in a square peg instead of utilizing the strengths of the team. And she probably felt relief because Caitlin Clark was hurt that, oh, this is my time. I could introduce the culture and the system. And some actually bought in. And then when Caitlin Clark comes back, she doesn't know how to use.
What makes White's approach even more puzzling is the championship window that's being wasted. Clark isn't alone. Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and other talented teammates are ready to contribute. Yet White keeps forcing a Connecticut-style system that doesn't fit these players. Last season, Christie's sides understood Clark's centrality to the team. Now, with even better talent, White seems determined to prove the system matters more than the star. The solution is simple. Give Clark the ball, surround her with complementary talent, and get out of her way. Every great coach knows this fundamental rule with transcendent players.
Stephanie Jigsaw White, let me tell you something. Y'all do not move the ball better without my Caitlin Clark, aka my precious CC. At the end of the day, y'all have only won 4 games and recorded 4 games where y'all had 20 assists as a team at the end of the day. Caitlin Clark, aka my precious CC, she averages 7 to 9 assists a game. You hear me? Because she moves the ball and get everybody open, because everybody and their mama and their grandma be double teaming and triple teaming her, and her team is lazy when it comes to setting screens for her. Maybe she wouldn't be.
Stephanie White's latest comments about Clark's new role represent more than just tactical adjustments. They highlight a deep misunderstanding of how to maximize a generational talent. Until the Fever commit to building around their franchise player, both Clark and the organization will underperform. The clock is ticking on her prime, and every game she's forced into an ill-fitting system is wasted. Fans deserve better. Clark deserves better. The hope is that when she returns, she can overcome this mismanagement and remind everyone why she's the league's brightest star, but only if she's unleashed, not constrained. She needs to be the system, not a supporting player. Until White grasps that, the Fever are squandering an extraordinary talent.